it's 15 marks. Okay, that's 10% of your paper 1, right? That 10%, almost like half of, sorry, that 10%, about 5% of it would be grade 10 and 11. On average, about 5, it is about 7 or 8 marks. Okay? Now, you need to know that it's very important for you to find your grade 10 and 11 very easy. When it comes to the annuities, some of the questions can be challenging. Right? If you see that you are having problems answering the question in an examination or a test, like in examination, because you have got the trials coming in the final examination, I suggest to you that you skip the question for a while and come back to it later. Because after financial maths, you have got calculus, which is a topic which contributes almost like 20% of your paper. So there is no point of trying to get a solution to a question which has got 5 or 6 marks, trying to get it right, and then maybe you don't get it right. And then it disturbs your mind in terms of how you try to answer it. So it's better to not answer it for that moment, then maybe you can come back later. If you manage to figure it out, if it's easy or you manage to figure it out, you're confident, then carry on. All right, so the question says, after how many years will the price of a vehicle that has a value of 85,000 depreciate to 48,000 if the depreciation rate is 13.4% per annum on the reduced balance? All right? Now it's very important for you for this question to know which formula to use. So your A, remember, is the future value. It's less because there's depreciation here. It means it's going to be less than the value of the car. So your A there is going to be 48,000, right? Your P is going to be 85,000. And your N, because the interest is compounded per year, that is once a year, it's 13.4%, which is 0.134, right? So this is the I, rather. Okay, that's the I. So we want to calculate the N, right? So the formula A equal to P times minus, because here there's depreciation. So we use the formula which has got the minus, okay, because there's the depreciation here. So we want to get that N. But my suggestion, if you want to get the N, you can substitute and then simplify and carry on, right? So our value is 48.85, that one. But when we go to the next page, so you have 48,000 is equal to 85,000 times 1 minus 0.134 raised to the power of n. Right? It's a good thing that I gave you this question because it's part of what I'm supposed to conclude on financial maths. Okay, this is part of it. The calculation of n. We have done it many times so far, but we just iron it out and finish. So you have got 48,000 divided by 85,000. That will give you what? If you subtract these two, what do you get?
0.866.
0.866. All right, power of n. These two will give you 48 over 85. That's 0.866 raised to the power of n. When you get here, okay, you know that you can use logarithm. You can take logarithms on both sides, or you can convert the equation from exponential form to logarithm form. Like for today, I'm just gonna convert from exponential to logarithm. Remember, the base of the exponential is the base of the logarithm, so that will be log 0.866 or 48 over 85. Okay? What do you get?
3.97.
The n is going to be 3.97. Yes. Okay, it's approximately 4 years, but we will leave it as 3.9. If you put n is approximately equal to 4, it can be accepted. Okay, but make sure you write the n equal to 3.97 first. Okay, so that's the first part. Then the second part of the question, right? It says a man takes out a mortgage loan to buy a house. He plans to pay back the loan monthly over a period of 20 years. The size of the bond is 600,000 rand, and the interest rate is calculated at 11% per annum compounded monthly. Calculate his monthly repayment that he will have to pay. Now, the good thing is, we are talking about a mortgage loan, that one there. Okay, that should be a clue to you that we are using the present value, right? Obviously, there are monthly payments made. There are some, and then we put our time there, the amount borrowed, right? So we need to calculate the monthly repayment, which is X. Okay, so write the formula. Let me go to the next page. First thing, you write your formula. This will be 7.2.1. So 72.1, write your formula. P is equal to X times 1 minus 1 plus I raised to the power of minus n all over I. We want X, so our X is going to be 600,000 times it's 11%, so that's 0.11 over 12 all over 1 plus, that will be 1 minus 1 plus 0.11 over 12 raised to the power of minus n. Now, your n is going to be 20 years times 12, which gives you 240. Okay, so if you simplify, what do you get? Now, this question here is a very easy one, so you shouldn't have any issues. Okay? Huh?
6193.
6193. Comma 1. Did you all get this?
Yes.
Right. Right. If you get a question like this one, you shouldn't have any problem because there's no trick in the question at all. Right? Then next one. The next one says, after 14 years, he wants to settle the mortgage loan, calculate the outstanding balance. Right? Now, after 14 years, maybe you won a lotto, you decided to what? To pay it off, or whichever the case, maybe you got some extra money from whatever source, so you wanted to pay it off. Okay? Or maybe he was involved with some illegal deal or something. All right, calculate the outstanding balance. So this is 14 years now, we wanna pay it off. So here, you need to know that your balance outstanding, there are two formulas. Okay, there are two formulas. All right, for this question, just allow me to use the second method. Right, why am I going to use the second method? Number one, I've got okay, that's the amount which was borrowed. But here I want to calculate the balance outstanding. The n, remember, we need to know what is n minus k. That is my n, which is 240, right? The 14 times 12, what is 14 times 12? I think it's 168. So you are going to have 240 minus 168, am I right? Yes. Minus 168 gives you what? 72. Right. So if I use the second method, my n minus k is going to be equal to 72. My x is going to be the amount which I got in what? 7.2.1. If you get that wrong, the 7.2.1, okay, from my experience, for 7.22, since you are going to use the answer you got in 7.2.1, you will get CA marks. Okay? Which means whatever wrong answer you got here, if you carry on correctly in 7.22, you can get full marks, that is those 3 marks. If you carry on correctly, you get what? Full marks. Alright? So, let me use the second method. So 7.2.2, you write your formula, balance is equal to x times 1 minus 1 plus I raised to the power of minus open bracket n minus k. Please don't forget that here it's not n, please. It's not n. It's n minus k. Okay? Then what are we trying to find? The balance. So balance equal to x is 6193,13 times 1 minus 1 plus the interest is still 0,11, the interest didn't change. That will give you minus 72 all over 0,11 over 12. For a question like this, we use method 2, they might give a mark, okay, only a mark for that, for knowing what the n minus k is equal to. Right? So, you simplify, what do you get?
325,370,62.
Right. So, that's the balance. That's the amount you're supposed to pay. Okay. Any question? Then the next one, 7.23 says, then the man can only pay 200,000. So that 325,000, he can only pay 200,000 of the settlement amount after the 14 years. He makes an arrangement with the bank to settle the rest of the loan amount 3 months later. Okay? It's not saying in 6 months' time. Sorry, in 3 months' time. It says 3 months later in one payment. Calculate the value of the second settlement amount. If he doesn't make any further payments on the loan, you pay a once-off amount 3 months later. The interest rate remains the same. So everything remains the same in terms of the interest rate and so on. You just need to make a once-off payment. So we need to calculate what is the value of that settlement. Okay, so first thing, we need to subtract the 200,000. So 7.2.3, I'll just write it as amount to be paid before interest. You can decide how you want to call it. That's 325,370. Well, what's the decimal place here? 62 minus 200,000. Right? Then you get 125,370,62. Please, this is not the answer. Okay? This amount is the amount that is going to be left after paying off the 200,000. Okay, for whatever reason, the bank will not pay the full amount, which is 325,362 cents. Decide to pay 200,000. Then, whatever is going to remain, which is this amount, you are going to pay it off 3 months later. Okay? So today is what? 2,000. Right? Then, okay, just to draw a timeline for that. The amount is paid here. Okay? Remember, it is the amount is paid here. Then I'm going to have our T1, our T2 for the second month. So after 3 months, we've got T3. Alright, after 3 months, it might be any time after this point here. Okay? That's what after 3 months means. So if we are going to end up having T4, but it's going to be paid any time within this time period. So the end in terms of the number of months is going to be what? 3 months. That is 1, 2, 3. And we put what? 3. Alright? So which formula you are going to use? The compound interest formula, because this amount is going to accumulate interest for 3 months. So write your formula A equal to P times 1 plus I raised to the power of n, where n is the number of months. So your A is going to be equal to 125,370,62 times 1 plus. Now the interest rate, it didn't change. Okay, so it remains that, and then you put your n, you put 3. What answer do you get? 850,01. Right, so this is the amount that you have to pay after 3 months. And please, this amount can be paid between T3 and T4. If it gets to T4, then it means n is going to become what? N is going to become 4. So it has to be paid within, or rather between T3 and T4. So that's when it has to be paid. Alright? So that's it. Is there anyone who's got a question?
So,
Yes.